Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the Game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my PBEM match against Xargun. He is the allied player and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 with no modifications, standard stock game on game version 26B, so what everyone is playing more or less. So I'm unloading for more speed. Unloading of supplies under fire. Getting one more shell hit in the AK. Okay, could be worse. That is all acceptable. And this was the cargo ship last turn. I got a rowboat torpedo hit in. And now it's a completely overkill more or less. 3 heavy torpedoes will bring the ship down immediately. Oh, 19 is here, and we are in shallow water. Would be a good opportunity to sink or cripple this allied ship, submarine, but no. PG is here. Nothing happens. And I bring some forces to Manado, better to say source of Manado, because I want to take first the dot base. This cut off all retreat. If you don't do this, then it's possible and likely that the base force is running to the dot base and then run to the jungle, and I want to simply save this or avoid this outcome and maybe be a little slow to take the base, but don't chase after retreating forces. Maybe easy. There's not much on your base force. With no heavy guns. This no hit on my ships, fine. More unloading. And this was more the success for the for the coastal battery. 3 hits now on fire. But if I'm lucky, I can take the port and then immediately stand down the ship, and then the fire would be more easy under control. Here's a Dutch submarine. So maybe these are old submarines I saw last turn. And I get at least 3 hits on it. That is not enough to really do anything, but yeah. So much my own submarine fleet was a disappointment so far. The Allied submarine fleet was even less successful. Of course we have Mark 14 issue and I crippled the American submarine fleet in Manila, but still the Dutch, British submarines not achieving too much so far. That is make it more easy in the long run to keep my ships lane operating with less casualties. So I use here the Oscar 1B, the one with the heavy machine gun. I would say this is a airframe can operate in real combat. It's not only a training machine like Nate and 1A. I sweep Singapore to make sure that there's really no buffaloes left again. No China bombardment. So this turn I choose some targets where I can more or less make sure there's no enemy. Flying Tiger, Last turn they kill some of my bombers. Yeah, attack on airfield. Ooh, losing one flag. And the B-17s are back. Okay. Let's see how this is working. Damage. And one kill. These are good pilots, and if you have a hit with a 20mm cannon, then it is damage. Even a B-17 will maybe suffer from. The best benefit for me is that this is a long range mission, so if these airframes are getting damaged, there's a tendency that they was a higher tendency to have a breakdown on the return. So I can kill at least one B-17, that is something. Get no hit on my ships. Yeah, my carriers are moving west direction of coast of Australia, but again, no ships inside. But I never had any detection level on my own carrier, so all these days I sailing around Nomaya, in between Nomaya or New Caledonia and Fiji, no detection, no detection, no detection. I only can say there's no ships nearby, but I also know there's no enemy search missions. Bad weather. Yeah. And the British Blenheims are back, bombarding my troops. Minimum damage on my side, but I'm losing March speed. And again, this is American Mark 14 submarines, or fleet submarine. Much more powerful torpedoes, but also unlikely that they explode. And I can create 4 hits. Yeah. Again, I would always say it needed a dozen hits to sink a light submarine with a Japanese mod 95 equipment. The Type 2 equipment is double powerful, so you need 6 maybe to sink a submarine. Of course, if you make a direct hit or critical hit, it's much better. But the Japanese anti-submarine equipment is never so powerful compared to the British or American later on. Good. The last mountain terrain, but not mountain, I think it's only double terrain on the way to Xi'an. So, but yeah, these Chinese moves are broken. Only my tanks can attack, so I cannot win the battle, but I can take out even more attack value or infantry troops. This is only a bombardment. And here I cross the river, so I make a shock attack. This is, I think, double terrain, maybe even triple terrain, but the 49th Chinese Corps is broken. It's retreating northeast. Okay. I think I have troops in Kokong, so you can never retreat to a hex where there's an enemy inside. So this is blocking off. And this corps is now empty, nearly. First strike on Clarkfield. With a little luck I can take it immediately, but this is only if it's lucky. I can blow up the fort. There was only a fort level of 2. I reduce it to level 1. So we have a 1-to-1 kill ratio, attack value, so you can see my attack value is dropping. Simply there's triple terrain, gives a huge bonus on values to me. But at the end I am successful. Casualty wise it's not the best outcome for me. But I have here also some support units, not the full divisions, and they tank more or less most of this damage and destroyed stuff. So the divisions I think are more or less not destroyed at least, but they can be disabled. And for the allies, well, I take down the fort, this is the most important. This is normally triple terrain, so if I can achieve a victory here, then it's more or less over for the allies. Good. Not the best outcome, but I would still say is okay. And this Filipino unit is defeated. And now here Malaya also defeated. And maybe Port Moresby will fall?
Hello, my misguided friends. This is your #1 enemy, Orphan Anne, from Radio Tokyo, with another blow to your morale and some music to console you. Today, the Imperial government announced that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Port Moresby.
So maybe not so lucky or successful in Clarkfield, but still okay. But here at Port Moresby, I achieve immediately the victory and defeated and destroy nearly all of the Australian equipment here. So 3 units are retreating to the jungle, but there's not much left for them. And I also take this base fort out. Okay, it's retreating source, so it's not defeated, but I can take the base. And I take Lodrik, but this is the empty. So I would still say a good turn for me. Taking Port Moresby out so early, deny all allied hope to have a airfield close enough to strike Rabaul directly. So allies must first take Rabaul back before they can attack Rabaul out of the air, at least in 42, 43, maybe B-29s they have more range, but this is another story. So, no cap trap today. Air losses are both sides similar, and my zeros was very successful. Let's say, yeah. So these are true numbers because you can see allies lost 4 airplanes, and I see here 3 plus 1 is 4. So these are all true. So it's killing 3 B-17s. Nice. Flak losses over Singapore maybe. I cannot change this. 3 dead pilots, but yeah, army pilots and bomber pilots. This is very easy to replace and retrain. So this better AK go down, fine. and no, yeah, I had troops in Kukong, so this unit was not able to retreat this direction, so it must go north. And this additional forces are now ready to enter and link up in Kukong, and because this is the 51st Division, so the rest is already in Kukong. Once I arrive in Kukong, I can rebuild the 51st Division, and then I have even more attack power there. And my tanks are attacking here, not achieving the total victory, but this is okay. I can simply take away attack value from this Chinese retreating forces and waiting for more troops arriving. So China is looking good. The only spot is so far holding me back was the attack on Wenchao. This needs more time. I will bring in more attack value from the west, move marches east, and then I try to trap this unit. Or if Xargun try to escape, this is also fine. I normally like to take Wenchao as soon as possible. First, it's the only spot for allied aircraft to really attack Japan and threaten this area. And it has also a lot of not, but at least some light and heavy industry, plus resources. And if I can produce supplies in China mainland, then I don't have to ship so much from Japan. Reduced shipping is reduced opportunities for Allied submarine later in 43 to intercept me. Good. So I also have in Mole Mine. I can maybe attack tomorrow if this British Allied forces are not really running away. I don't know. Could be, but then I take Mole Mine. Malaya is in the last stages before I can focus on Singapore. 1 unit here, 3 units here, but they're all broken. So nothing else here. A British ship, the only one. So my attack at Clarkville was not immediately successful. I have here my TOE, and then I can always check. Now everything which is under 80 have problems, so you can see this with my paratroopers. I use them. They have high experience, and so they're powerful more or less, but they have only very low equipment value. And you can also rebuild them very fast. So they are more or less burnt out, but I move them to Manila, and then in very short time they are rebuilt. This one is not really killed, it's only disabled. It's also easy to rebuild. So then I have this infantry brigade. This is the only one is now out of action. I will maybe move this also to Manila to heal up. And this tanks could be, but the medium tanks are still okay. So I will keep them maybe for one more attack. And the rest is still okay. You can also check for AV, then you can see the full divisions. If they have over 400 attack values, then they are still okay. I mean, that is ready to use, but I won't wait 1 or 2 turns to get the disruption down. Fatigue is not so important, but disruption will really, I think, eat away attack value in a battle. I mean, both will have an impact on attack power in a battle. If you have the raw attack value and the real entering attack. More successful, and this was no problem, is Port Moresby. Only downside is there's no fuel and no supplies. Yeah, okay, so I will never send anything here. And my attack blow up the base. Okay, that is not so good. But I also unloaded already at the same time a base force here, so I can send in, and this is most important for me, some, even if it's not working well because the runway is damaged and red, so it's not good, but I can already send 0 fighters here and have local cap, because long range cap is eating airframes and making pilots very tired. Again, no airstrike from my Nell or Betty bombers to intercept this shipping. Submarines looking here all over the place, but achieving something, but not too much. My carriers are still here, but nothing. Sydney route, Brisbane. I normally intercept here everything what is going west, east. But if there's nothing, then I cannot intercept anything. Good, and I took Torlage. Yeah, fine. Good, good. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.